Hello. This Monday, May 26th at 11:02 p.m., we have the Gemini new moon at 6 degrees of Gemini. And in order to fully understand the wave of cosmic dynamics that this new moon is bringing to us for this lunar cycle, we really need to learn and understand and know the essence of Gemini. Now, Gemini is a mutable air sign, and it represents the mind. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. And so this new moon is all about setting in motion the transformation of our mental bodies, our lower mind and our higher mind, our individual mind and the collective mind, as well as rippling into our family and group fields of consciousness. This divine expansion of the mind is depicted by the trine between the Gemini new moon, which represents our lower mental and emotional bodies, or our inner self, and the retrograde Pluto in Aquarius, which is representing our higher mind and the collective fields of consciousness. Gemini represents the lower mind, and the moon represents our emotional body. Aquarius represents the higher mind, and Pluto represents the collective awakening. So you can see that this is a cosmic cocktail, that this new moon is inviting our emotional bodies to connect and expand into our higher mind. Through a process of deep spiritual transformation that is facilitated by Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius. Now, Gemini is depicted by the twins, which represents the two sides of the brain, right brain, left brain. It also represents polarity, paradox, and duality, which is an essential component of this world and this reality that we are in. Gemini also represents creativity, messages, communication, and our day-to-day life. And so these are the most fertile aspects of ourselves where we can harvest enormous amounts of change in our lives. This is a powerful juncture that can provide us with a major accelerated shortcut should we choose to take advantage of it. In other words, we have this magical cosmic garden provided by the divine creators of our world, offering us an opportunity to collaborate with these universal forces and to manifest the fruits of our new moon dedications next year when Uranus moves into 6 degrees of Gemini. So if you're anything like me, thinking to yourself, next year, gosh, that's a long time away. Yes, it is. And I frequently have to remind myself that our minds exist outside of space and time. So that means that we can often manifest ideas rather quickly. However, to see it physically appear in our reality, that takes a much longer time, right? So let's think about this. Our mind has the capacity to connect with visions and ideas and concepts pretty quickly. However, the physical reality doesn't respond that quickly. First, it starts in the mind. We connect with this vision. Then we give it some energy. We give this vision some thoughts, some action, some dedication. And so we use our physical body, this vessel of energy, to bring this vision alive with our actions and our dedications. And once we give more energy to this idea, to this concept, and to this vision, then the physical reality will begin to respond to our actions and to our dedications and to the energy that we are putting forth. And so there we can see that this physical reality is much slower than our minds and the energetic dimensions of spirit. So for me, I see this, or I see astrology like a divine roadmap for the soul. And we can decide to consciously co-create with these forces and live in divine harmony with these cosmic ebbs and flows of the universe by declaring our new moon intentions and then dedicating ourselves to these intentions. And by next year, we will have noticed that we have seamlessly and magically jumped onto the timeline that we had set forth during this new moon in Gemini. And so you can see that we are standing upon a precipice of decisions. And Gemini is all about choices. And this new moon in Gemini is opening us up to being more aware of our choices. As we stand in this very powerful place of sovereignty, where we get to call forth the new timeline that we would like to experience next year. And as we become more aware of our power, and we begin to embody more of our divine power as divine creators of our world and our experience, both individually and collectively, we also begin to become more aware of our choices and decisions, both big and small. And this new moon, we are being asked to take inventory of our belief systems, because it is our belief systems and the choices that we make that create our future. So now is the time to take inventory of our mind, our belief systems, our thought patterns, and our choices. What is taking up all of the space in our mind? Does that need to still be taking up all of the space in our mind? Or do we want to focus on other things? What are some belief systems that are maybe holding us back or limiting us, and maybe we've outgrown them? What are some thought patterns that are no longer serving us that we can choose different choices? What are some choices that we would like to make for the future? What do we have to do in order to have those choices available for us? Meeting these places, meeting all of our mental body and our emotional body and taking inventory of what's in there is best done in quiet moments of peace, of meditation, and stillness. I recommend inviting your spirit guides, your guardian angels, and your ancestors to be with you and to help you find divine presence within yourself so that you can see the bigger picture of your life, so that you have extra sets of eyes to help you sort through all the small stuff and to help you guide you into the bigger places that you want to find yourself in. Remember, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, and your ancestors are not bound by space and time like we are. And so we can use them as a resource to see the bigger picture of ourselves and our lives. So now that we know that the divine orchestrators of our world are offering us a cosmic train ticket to another timeline, we get to decide which timeline do we want to find ourselves in next year. So to prevent ourselves from ending up somewhere where we don't want to be, this is the time to slow down, to invite stillness and presence to be a part of our lives at this moment in time, and to become present with ourselves, to become present with our minds and our emotional bodies, to become present with our life, to become present with our future and the legacy that we want to create. The more stillness and presence that we can embody during this decision and creation process, the more powerful and successful our results will be when they do arrive. To see where this new moon cycle affects you personally, you can find where 6 degrees of Gemini falls into your birth chart, and this will direct you exactly where to set something new in motion. Because what we set forth during this new moon will be a preview for what unfolds in 2026 when Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs, revelations, revolutions, and transformation, will be at the same configuration as this new moon, delivering the timeline of this new moon intention into our physical reality. And if you would like help decoding the astrological messages of this new moon cycle or any lunation cycle, you can schedule a cosmic moon birth chart reading that I will have linked in the caption below. I hope you guys enjoyed this new moon reading, and I wish you many blessings and lots of love, good luck, and good fortune as we navigate through this pivotal moment in our time, in our timelines. And I will see you again for the next lunar reading. Until then, bye guys.